Today I'm going to cover weeks 21 and 22 of my cutting phase, coached by Paul Revelia. We are 6 weeks out. Hey, this is Colin DeWay. If you want to master your metabolism and create forever results, start now by subscribing and click on that bell notification so you don't miss anything. Alright, so before I get into things, I wanted to say if you have been wondering about my client reverse diet series with my client Vivian, it's basically done at this point. You know, we've been doing the exact same thing for weeks and even months now, holding the exact same calories, doing the exact same thing. So there's just not a lot to talk about. Now that being said, if something significant does come up along the way here, I will certainly talk about it and we will bring her through the cutting phase that she does, but that's not happening until sometime next year, so there's going to be a long time. If you didn't know, Vivian does have her own channel, so I'm going to put that link in the description below, and I would really recommend checking it out. She actually did a video recently going through all the different weeks of the reverse diet, and she did it in about 11 minutes or so. It wasn't a very long video, and she covered every single week and all the changes that were made and why they were made. So if you've missed some of it or you just want to recap, go check that out and give her a subscription. She's actually been putting out some pretty good content lately, so go check her out. Anyway, as for my cut, when we last left off, I talked about how we saw a big drop on the scale, but that it was most likely due to decreased inflammation since I had just gone through a deload, and I kind of predicted the next week would be pretty much stable as I start to increase inflammation from new training again, but also reduce some body fat from the cut. I did end up seeing a small drop in the scale of 0.6 pounds from week 20 to week 21, and when I checked in with Paul, he said that he noticed that I was looking much leaner and things were progressing really well, so he basically said let's just keep things the same and keep rolling. And I gotta say, I think that diet break we took a few weeks ago just did wonders for me. I mean, as far as how I'm feeling, I can't believe that I feel as good as I do, considering how lean I am and how close we are to showtime now. I feel like I should be feeling a lot worse than I am. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like feeling like $1,000,000, but I'm not just running to the ground, beat down, tired, feeling like garbage like so many people do at this point. And it almost has me feeling like, hey, what's going on here? What's wrong? But I really do credit the recent diet break. I just feel like when you take that patience and take those breaks, it can make such a big difference. And when I think back to my last cut, I actually was really struggling, even more than I am now. Like I was just dying of hunger and I was just really run down and tired. And we took a diet break. We ended up doing 2 weeks and I ended up feeling way better. I cruised through the most of the rest of my cut, was much less hungry, felt much better. And now we're kind of seeing something very similar this time as I took that diet break when things weren't going the best and I was feeling pretty run down, and now I'm much better. So hopefully, if you're someone who struggles with taking diet breaks and almost looks at them as like a step backwards like a lot of people do, you'll see this and understand all the benefits that come from it. It is literally one of the things that could possibly get you to your goal rather than just trying to pound yourself all the time. I literally think it's the missing ingredient in a lot of people's cut and why they can't get to where they want to be, because they just feel so horrible because their hormones adapt so much and their metabolism gets run into the ground and they never let up and give it a break. It's not a step backwards, it's actually a step forward. Just remember though, that diet break doesn't mean free for all or binge your face off or do whatever you want. It doesn't mean you're going to completely change up your diet. It just means that you're going to increase your calories a little bit, you're going to bring back your cardio a little bit and allow for some better recovery. And that's hormonally, metabolically, and just how you feel in general. And also make sure you keep your calories up. A lot of people jump around a lot and they'll go back down to their lower calories and then up again and then down again and then up again. And while that won't necessarily hurt you, it's not going to give you those hormonal benefits and you're not going to get the real benefit out of a diet break if you do that. So take it every bit as seriously as you would with dieting calories, just bring them up a bit. The best things is I'm sleeping much better right now, which I didn't expect at this point, considering I've been struggling with it pretty much the majority of prep. To start doing it about 6-7 weeks out is a little strange. However, it could be because I did start core hard. I'm not going to get into that again, but that can help sometimes. It could be because of the diet break and making some improvements. I'm not sure, but I am just very thankful that it's happening because it helps so much. Anyway, as far as week 22 goes, I saw another drop of 0.6 pounds again, and when I checked in, Paul said the exact same thing. Wow, I'm just seeing much more detail in the core. Things are definitely looking better. You're leaner for sure. So let's just keep going. So weight be damned. As long as I'm seeing that progress, that's all that really matters. They're not going to weigh me on the stage. It's about how I look. So the plan at this point is probably just ride out these macros and this cardio that I'm doing until it stops working, until I'm not seeing progress anymore, or until I'm just feeling run into the ground again. And then once it stops working, we'll probably take a diet break, but it just kind of depends on how things go. We don't have a lot of time now, so if I'm seeing progress, we'll just keep it going. If there's time to take a diet break, we'll do it, and then I'll really be able to finish strong. but we just have to see how things go. And he keeps saying that I'm ahead of the game and that I'm in a good spot. I don't see it. Like, it's so hard for me to see that. I'm too attached to myself. It just feels like there's still so far to go and so little time, and it just really is so nice to have him say that so I can make sure I'm just not getting in my own head. Now, I have something else I want to talk about, but I'm not going to dive too deep into it because it's something that I'm going to talk about more at length in my next video, but I want you to take a look at my pace here. I have completed 22 weeks of cutting now. 15 of those 22 weeks saw an average drop of less than 1 pound on the scale. And 4 of those weeks actually saw a small increase on the scale. Everyone gets so caught up in it's not moving fast enough. You know, these small changes, they don't matter. It's not progress. I've only lost this amount of weight even though I worked really hard and this and that. You gotta look at the big picture and understand that these small changes add up to big changes in the long run, and weight is never gonna drop just linearly. It's gonna have ups and downs, and it's just not gonna be smooth sailing the whole way. Now, of course, it's different for everyone based on your goals and your starting weight and how much fat you have to lose and all that type of stuff, but it really goes to show that all these like inconsequential weights that you think are nothing, if you keep doing it over time, they add up to something much bigger. I mean, if you look at my starting photos from the beginning to now with all those little tiny weights that seem like nothing, it has added up to some pretty remarkable changes, right? But like I said, there will be more on that in the next video, so if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss it. Speaking of pace of weight loss, I also have this video that you can check out where I talk about how fast is too fast to lose weight, depending on your condition, your goals, and all those different factors. So make sure you check that one out next. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.